we're Sophie and Greg, and we are resellers in Boston. So we buy things and then we sell them online. One of the platforms that we sell on is called the RealReal. So the RealReal is a virtual consignment service where you send stuff in and they process it for you, sell it for you, and then you get paid out a commission. We're on a little bit of rough terms with the RealReal right now. I don't know if anyone has paid attention to the different levels of consignment rates on their website. So we've been working hard to get to the icon consignment rate, and we reached the sales a few months ago, but we weren't getting the higher commission rate. So I got in contact with their customer service. It turns out that most items do not fall in the category that get the higher commission rate. It's only items that don't fall into another category, but most items fall into those
I thought it was like
categories.
$145.
Yeah, so everything under either $45 or $95, I think it's $195.
Oh, wow.
Automatically gets 40% no matter what. And that's the majority of the stuff that we send into them. So we're going to keep sending stuff into them. That's not what this video is about today, though.
Well, we're a little
just had
flustered.
to get it off my chest.
It's been a big controversy in the household lately.
Yeah, we're working really hard to get there. But this video is a follow-up to our experiment where we sent in a bunch of items that are not necessarily on the current RealReal designer directory, but are accepted or have been accepted in the past. So we are going to review the items that they did not accept and then share the items that they did accept.
So this is part 2. Hope you enjoy. Oh, like and subscribe. Alright, so first we're going to jump right into the ones that were rejected. There's 11 items. So I'm going to try to put a still frame in after I read each one.
Of the accepted items. But we have the rejected items here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so scratch all that. Of the rejected items, I'll put a skill frame in.
And some of these items were items that actually are on the current designer directory. They were just sent back for different reasons, so we'll go over that too.
Okay, so the first one that was rejected is the Eileen Fisher top.
We sent in a bunch of Eileen Fisher because it is apparently accepted sometimes. This one had got some breakfast on it today, so it's a little damp.
I got yelled at for that. Little sriracha got on it.
But yes, so this shirt, we have a bunch of Eileen Fisher items. None of them were accepted. However, I'm excited. I just found a new with tags Eileen Fisher dress, I think, last week, and I sent it in. I noticed most of the Eileen Fisher that they do have listed is new with tags, so we'll see how that one goes. Maybe they only accept the new with tags.
Yeah. Next is the Reese jacket.
Oh, this one was gorgeous. I have this one here. I'm excited to sell this one myself. It's a blazer, and they did not accept this one under the category not brand not accepted. Yeah, so they had some Reese items, and it was dresses and jackets that they had, so I was hopeful for this one, but we will sell that ourselves, and it's a gorgeous jacket. I'm expecting to make a decent return on this one, so.
How do you pronounce that?
Carlisle
pants.
So this brand, I think this is the older label of the brand as well. So maybe we'll try it again with the newer label. I think this is like the vintage label, but these were just a pair of wool pants and they were not accepted under the category brand not accepted, even though there were a couple things from this brand listed on the site.
Next is Eileen Fisher pants.
A bunch of Eileen we sent in. I mean, I probably buy 4 or 5 Eileen Fisher items every time we go thrifting. This was the label on this one. So we sent them all in from that trip. Oh no. Oh, this is just water from that shirt. So yeah, not accepted. That's totally fine. We will sell them by ourselves.
Eileen Fisher dress.
I wasn't kidding when I
Lots
said
of Eileen Fisher.
This was just a crepe dress.
I bet too, once they rejected one, they're like, oh man, we can't take any of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Brand's not accepted.
That's a really good point.
Next is another Eileen Fisher dress.
I think this is the last Eileen piece. This was just another black mini dress.
Next is Hanro dresses.
Oh yeah, I was surprised about this one, but I'm actually kind of excited because I love selling this brand myself. Hanro is a loungewear line, or a loungewear brand. There's the tag. And they didn't accept this dress, even though they had some other items on their site. The reason that they said they didn't accept it was because brand not accepted. But we will post this and sell it ourselves, and I've had great luck selling this, especially during stay at home. So
next is Alice and plus Olivia dresses.
Okay, so this one was actually sent back. It's a silk dress that I bought.
Yeah,
it was sent back because of interior staining, which I never think to look on the inside of things, and I really should get in that habit. in the store. But this one definitely has, I wonder if I found the spot they were talking about. What I will end up doing with this one, rather than try to get, because I'm not too concerned about selling this dress with some spots on the inside like that, I will have no problem selling it on Poshmark. So what I think I'm going to do is just photograph this one myself and list it myself rather than try to send it in again. Sometimes if I get items back that say exterior staining and it's a little stain that I just didn't notice that I can treat myself, I'll definitely process it and send it back in, or I'll treat it and send it back in. But with that one, since it's on the inside, I think I'm just going to list it on Poshmark rather than take the time to stain treat it.
And then next is Helmut Lang Knitwear.
Okay, so this one was actually my bad. I didn't realize that Helmut Lang has a diffusion line. News to me, probably not news to everyone else, but it's the helmet, just helmet, is the diffusion line. So they accept Helmut Lang, but this I think is a slightly lower end line of Helmut Lang. So I'm just gonna sell this one myself. I honestly I've never sold this diffusion line. I have no idea what the comps are like, but
yeah, we'll see.
It's still a pretty nice sweater.
Get good data out of it.
Yeah, it's 100% linen, so I'm sure that will be able to sell fine on Poshmark.
St. John's Sport Knitwear.
So this is a perfect example of one that I'm going to send back in. It's this purple knit sweater. They returned it to me saying discoloration, but I've checked it over, and there was a little spot where like a white piece of lint or something had kind of gotten embedded into the knit. So I kind of dug it out, but other than that, I could not find, I have no idea what the discoloration that they were talking about was. So I'm just going to send this one back in and see if they accept it.
Maybe get somebody a little nicer.
Yeah. I mean,
this person was pretty generous.
Yeah, and I've had great luck sending stuff in twice. We can actually, there's another box that we can make a video of, but probably 3 or 4 items that I had sent in the second time got accepted the second time. So
worth trying it a couple times.
Definitely worth trying.
Next, the last one is Robert Rodriguez jackets.
So this one was the second time I sent it in. I'm just gonna list it myself at this point. It does have some sort of like discoloration on the interior, which is what they noted by the kind of like where the arm goes. So I'm just gonna disclose that and list it myself. And yeah, that's that one. So only a few of those, really the only items that were part of our experiment were the Eileen Fisher items, the Reese blazer, the Carlisle pants, and the Hanro dress. So those were 4 brands that we've tried. They didn't accept.
Yeah, especially the Eileen Fisher was kind of a bust.
Yeah, big bust on the Eileen Fisher.
So do you want to do the ones that did get accepted?
Yeah, so now we can show you guys all the items that did get accepted, and I'll point out which ones were part of our experiment.
So pardon my editing here. We'll see how this goes. But we'll just...
Maybe I can scooch over to make a little more room.
We'll just read it. Oh, I think it's going to be the full screen.
No, you can put in a picture.
All right,
we'll figure it out.
So first one is J Brand mid-rise skinny leg jeans.
These are accepted as part of their designer directory.
Then another J Brand mid-rise skinny leg jeans.
Yep, and they listed both of those at $50, and we make a 40% commission on those.
Pause. Next is the Parker floral print V-neck blouse.
So this was the second time I sent this one in. The first time it had some deodorant marks that I missed. I don't usually look at the RealReal items under my studio lights before I send them in, which you probably should start doing, because that's really where I catch some of these little spots. But yep, they accepted that and they listed it at $50.
Next is Rag & Bone scoop neck sweater.
That one is also on the designer directory. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned the Parker is definitely on their designer directory.
And then AGL suede.
So these are a pair of flats. Sweet. They were brand new, never worn. They are not on their designer directory. However, these ones were accepted, so that was exciting.
Tibby wool straight leg pants.
Tibby is on their designer directory. Oh, this one, maybe this was the box I'm thinking of. That one is the second time I've sent it in. So yeah, it wasn't another box. It was this one. And the first time it was not accepted. I sent them back in and they were accepted this time. And they were priced at $50.
Yeah. The North Face windbreaker. Yeah, like none of these are over $195.
I know. It's like rare that I get something that they'll price over $195. But this one was the first time sending in. It is part of their designer directory, and they priced it pretty high, $95.
Vince striped V-neck pullover.
So Vince is interesting. I'm pretty sure that for men, Vince is part of the designer directory, but not for women. And this was a men's sweater. So when I went to fill out, how I can tell it's not part of the current designer directory is when you go to add it to your consignment list, there's not an option to include it. And when I added this Vince sweater, there was the option when I was in the men's category. So I'm pretty sure it is on the designer directory. But regardless, they accepted it and priced it at $75. So that's great.
Next is the North Face V-neck long sleeve.
That was the first time sending in, and I remember being a little iffy because I thought it said something about North Face outerwear only, but the sweater was fine. Accepted and priced at $55.
And then Mark by Marc Jacobs blazer.
So
$65.
this was actually the second time I sent that one in. I don't know why it wasn't accepted the first time, but the second time they accepted it, priced it at $65.
Theory coat, $50.
That is a brand that was not on the designer directory, so that was a win there. This one was a really beautiful, like, Ponte knit blazer, and they accepted it and listed it at $50.
Why
and
do you
for
think?
some reason,
Yeah.
we get a 50% commission on it. Bless you.
Sorry.
I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it falls
Yeah,
into
wonder why.
some categories have a higher commission rate, but I sent in a bunch of blazers. I don't know if they labeled that as like an outerwear, maybe. I don't know.
Also, why do some give you the commission and others don't?
The ones that document the commission are the ones that are already listed. So they're still in the process of processing this this consignment. So some of the items have been listed already and some haven't.
So next is Jill Sanders wide leg pants.
Those are part of the designer directory, and that was the first time I sent them in.
And then Lafayette 148 skinny leg pants.
Those are on, the brand is on the designer directory. I don't know if it necessarily includes pants. Like, I think there's some brands of pants that they say they don't accept, but I send those in all the time and they were accepted. So that was the first time I think sent them in.
Next is C by Chloe scoop neck short sleeve.
This was the second time I sent that one in. I was debating sending it in, but I ended up doing it, and they priced it at $50.
Then Armani
Quasione
evening jacket.
So this is a brand that's not on their designer directory, but I've had luck sending it a few times now, and it's always been accepted. And they priced that one pretty high. They priced it at $95, which is still in the 40% commission rate, but pretty good for its first time sent in.
Piazza Sempione straight leg pants. I am Italian.
Nice. I believe that's the first time I sent those in. I sent a bunch of those in, so it's hard to keep straight. But they listed those at $50.
Acris wool wide leg pants.
Piazza Sempione is on their designer directory, and so is Acris. I send a bunch of pants in from them, and they usually price them at $50. Oh, I think these ones are actually priced at $60. Usually they're priced at $50.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's the first time I sent those in.
And then Rebecca Taylor silk printed blouse.
So this was another brand that's not on their designer directory, but it was accepted, and it was listed at $50.
And then Cezanne top.
Cezanne top.
Cezanne.
I actually think that was not part of their designer directory, but they accepted it, so that was great.
And a Calypso top.
Calypso is on the designer directory. I'm trying to think of what this top was, but it might have been the second time. Oh, is there a Calypso sweater? Yeah. No, I think the top was the first time I sent it in. I can think of that top now. Yeah, it's a nice black ribbed long sleeve. But it has not been priced yet, but it was accepted.
And then the Calypso sweater, which you just mentioned.
So that was the second time I sent that one in, and it was accepted the second time, not the first time.
And then the Alberto McCall V-neck sweater.
That was the first time I sent it in. That is a brand that I cannot move for anything on Poshmark or eBay, and I was really excited because they accepted it, even though it's not on the designer. Sorry, we got cut off there. But yes, Alberto Macaulay sweater listed at $150, and we're making 50%, so we can't complain about that. So overall, we had 6 items that.
So what was the final number?
So overall, 6 items that we sent in that were not on the designer directory were accepted, and 7 items were rejected. However, of those 7 items, 4 or 5 of them were from Eileen Fisher. So really, it's just like 3-ish.
We should try Eileen Fisher one more time.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
we'll
I sent in a new tags Eileen Fisher. I'm really excited to see how that does because I do come across that pretty often. So that'd be a good place to send it if they do accept it.
All right, guys, that was part 2. Part 2. So,
And if this whole time you've been like, what is this experiment they're talking about? You can check out our part 1 video.
yeah, I'll link
which
it back.
Greg will figure out how to link.
Yeah, so we'll probably only take an hour. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and let us know how we're doing. Thanks, guys.
Bye.